We call it Reform Sidestepping 101. We're going to show you one Republican and one Democrat. And when you get done seeing this section, I think you'll agree with me, there's really no way to do a campaign finance reform. Let's start with Republican Duke Cunningham. He was a representative from California. Duke had a house for sale. It was appraised in 2005 for $975,000. He had a friendly lobbyist friend in San Diego who came to him and bought the house for $1.6 million. Now, at that point, Duke Cunningham had a gift of $625,000, but 30 days later, the lobbyist turned around and sold that home. Guess how much he sold it for? $975,000. In 30 days, that lobbyist managed to lose $625,000. He's a really lousy businessman. But then Duke Cunningham needed a place to live, and he happened to have a yacht. He had bought a yacht in 2002. He had it parked in the Potomac River outside of Washington. He lived on the yacht when he was in Washington. After he sold his home, he moved on to the yacht. The interesting thing was he bought that yacht in 1997 for $200,000. In 2002, that exact same friendly lobbyist came to him and bought his yacht for $600,000. Now, I don't know how many of you own a boat, but I've never seen a boat appreciate in 5 years, much less triple the value. So in this little exchange, Duke Cunningham made another $400,000, but then the lobbyist put $100,000 in renovations into it, and he let Duke Cunningham live there. Basically, he then rented it to Duke Cunningham. Guess how much? $0. He lived there rent-free. He never moved off the boat. But with those two exchanges, the lobbyist lost another $500,000. And so grand total, Duke Cunningham in a short period of time came out $1.2 million ahead in his own coffers, and the lobbyist lost $1.3 million, except Duke Cunningham got a government grant for the lobbyist worth $14.7 million. So at that point, who's the lousy businessman? Now here's the bad news about this story, or actually the good news first. Duke Cunningham's in jail right now. The bad news is it's not for this. This is perfectly legal. You can sell your home for whatever you want. You can sell your boat for whatever you want. You can make any private terms you want. None of that is illegal, and I don't think you can write a campaign finance reform to stop this kind of thing. The reason he's in jail is he fired a staffer who was disgruntled, who took his emails to the San Diego papers, and in the emails he specifically said, you will buy my home for this much, you will, and then I'll get you this grant. And so he's in jail for that, for actually putting on paper the bribery parts. This part, he's scot-free. Now let's introduce you to Democrat Alan Mollahan. Alan Mollahan wrote a $6 million earmark for an organization called the Vandalia Heritage Foundation. Alan Mollahan is from Vandalia, West Virginia. It's his hometown. Vandalia Heritage Foundation was set up to restore the downtown. So he went and got an earmark for him. But then the New York Times found out who the founder and director is. Guess who it was? Alan Mollahan. He was the founder and director of that foundation that he gave the $6 million to. Not only that, on April 8th of 2006, the New York Times reported Alan Mollahan had directed $250 million into 5 nonprofits that he himself set up as the founder and director. Now, there's nothing illegal about that. There's no campaign finance laws being violated but then watch what he did. Those foundations then awarded contracts to businesses with that earmark money, and those businesses turned around and made campaign contributions to Alan Mollahan. Now, it's not illegal, probably unethical, but if you were to bring that up to the House Ethics Committee at that time, you probably wouldn't get very far because the head of the House Ethics Committee was Alan Mollahan. Not only was he the head of the House Ethics Committee, but he was also the head of the House Ethics Committee in 2008 and 2010. He never got put out of office or put out of that role or out of that committee despite this stuff coming up.